Hi, I'm Daniel.
And I'm Zach.
And welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to talk about the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival 2019 1.5.
It's 1.5 because it was my second trip, but only Daniel's first. So
That's right.
we need to go.
It wasn't a full channel trip until this one that was there. So, hey, we popped over to the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival for Zach's second time and my first time. I think we just covered that. I don't know what I'm saying. And we tried out a few items from their menu. We ate at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. And so we're just going to kind of talk about the things that we got, show you a little bit of pictures on there, and that'll be great. Hey, we just passed 300 subscribers, and we initially were thinking that we were going to do a giveaway at like 500, but it was a real struggle to get to 300.
It was a very slow
And
process.
I feel like celebrating, so I think we're going to do a 300 subscriber giveaway. So this Saturday, on our video this Saturday, we will have details on our 300 subscriber giveaway. So make sure that you check that out. And if you haven't subscribed to us, then click on the little subscribe button, and then you'll know when it happens. Right?
And if you like the Food and Wine Festival, or any of the Epcot festivals,
or just food and wine,
give us a big thumbs up.
Excellent. So we got to... Sorry, I had to sip my soda. I've had a cold. That's why I had different glasses on Saturday, because that brunch was filmed in July before those glasses broke. Anyway, hi. So we went to Epcot to the International Food and Wine Fest. I wanted to point out that we were there on September 7th. This would be the final day of operation for Innovations East, formerly Communicore East.
Fountain of Nations.
Club Cool. The place I don't know the name of.
Oh, Fountain View, the Starbucks.
The Fountain
And also
View.
the one half of the Epcot character spot.
Yeah. So it was the last day of operation for those things, so we saw it, and here's some photos that we took of it. See, there's no photos. We didn't take any photos.
I think I might have taken a picture of the fountain.
We didn't even pay attention to it, really. We were there. We met up with Dan from Dan's video Mosaic, which we didn't film, but so we hung out with him, and we
took a picture at the end of the night. We'll put it here.
That's not our picture. That's his. I don't even know that we have that picture. Anyway, I'll just draw. If you saw stick figures there, that was because we didn't have the photo. Anyway, what I was going to say was, I really thought about this when we left. Like the next day, I was like, you know what? It was the last day. We didn't do anything. We didn't really take a picture. In fact, they had
We didn't get one last sip.
A Beverly or whatever they.
Although, to be fair, you can find almost all those flavors over at the Coca-Cola store in Disney Springs.
So I'm thinking about this the next day, and I was going, oh, that was like a missed opportunity. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to miss those places.
Controversial
at all.
incoming.
Excuse me, just one moment. It's time for Daniel's controversial opinion. So anyway, I'm not going to miss any of those places at all. I say tear them down, burn them down to the ground. I'm ready for them to be replaced because we're going to get the new Moana Walk Through Water exhibit in that area. We're going to get the new festival centered multi one with the garden on top of it. Heck yeah, I'm all in for this. I am super excited about the changes coming to Epcot. In fact, what I wish that they would do is like set up a little attraction now where you could take a sledgehammer and help them to knock the stuff down, because they can't do it fast enough, in my opinion. I am super excited about it. And there we go. That's the end of my opinion. Oh, unless you'd like to know what I think about Illuminations, but we'll talk about that some other time. So anyway, we got there the last day. We really didn't notice it at all.
We watched the fountain show a couple times when it happened to be going as we were passing by, but
and we heard that. So I hope that's the one thing. I hope they rip that song out of Epcot and get rid of it for eternity. And you know which song I'm talking about?
Loop.
Da, 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 da. That one. Yeah. Anyway, There you go. And contrary to popular belief, Spaceship Earth is not going away. It's just going to be closed down. It'll still be there.
They're refurbishing it over 2 years. It's not even closing down. It's undergoing reimagining.
Reimagining. Someone said it was going away. I won't mention any names. Cow Hollow. Anyway, so I meant to say the reason that we did the brunch thing was because I was sick, so I still have a little bit of sore throat, which was that was the bike I parked a long time ago before I took down another path. Anyway, let's talk about the food that we did have at the festival. This is crazy, isn't it? We started off at Flavors
from Fire.
What did you have?
I had the smoked corned beef with crispy potatoes, cheese curds, pickled onions, and beer cheese fondue. What are you looking for?
I left my book over there. I'll crib off your
please.
No. Sorry. Go ahead. I know what I had.
I took the pickled onions off because onions are disgusting. But this ended up being more like a corned beef poutine if you replaced the fries with potato chips.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. It was quite good. I'd probably get it again, except ask them to leave the onions off so I don't have to do that work.
I love onions.
And also on my list that I think I would like to try is the charred chimichurri skirt steak, which you had.
I did try. Wait, look, here's a lovely photo of it right now. Excellent. That was the first thing that I had at this festival. It was absolutely delicious. I usually like my steaks very rare, and this was not rare at all. This was actually well done, but it was still really moist and delicious. It had like some little, not potatoes, it had, what am I trying to say? Coleslaw-ish. Like there was a slaw underneath it. Right there, a vegetable slaw, pickled vegetable slaw, which is actually quite good with a cilantro aioli, which is a fancy way of saying herb mayonnaise. But it was really good. And for the very first meal or the very first dish that I got at the Food and Wine Festival of 2019, a big thumbs up from me. Make sure you get that one. Along with that, I also had the porter, the Bell's Brewery Porter beer, which was quite tasty. Not quite as dark as a Guinness, but still a nice stout. A porter. It was delicious. I gave it also a thumbs up. So even though Flavors from Fire is like completely sports themed because it's sponsored by ESPN, I didn't even bother me. The food was still good.
We then decided to go get a little bit of air conditioning because
yes.
It was like 110
Well, it was
degrees.
September 7th in Florida. So yeah.
It was 110 degrees with the heat index.
So we headed over to The Land for some air conditioning and Sunshine Seasons. The cafe down at the bottom of The Land had a festival offering. It is called the Vanilla Gelato Sundae. Explain it.
It is a vanilla gelato sundae with either your choice of Ghirardelli hot fudge or caramel drizzle, whipped cream, and sprinkles. It wasn't bad. It was not bad. The gelato was basically freeze-dried. Not freeze-dried? Stored in dry ice?
Yeah,
it was hard.
It's very hard.
But it did not melt. Like, yeah. you know, if you get gelato over in Italy or ice cream in France and it's hot enough out, you can go out into the sun and you're eating soup.
Yeah.
It was not the best thing at the festival, and it's probably never going to be the best thing at the festival, but it wasn't bad. It was a little more pricey than a lot of the items because I think it's $6 plus tax, which is odd because most of the items at the festival already have tax included. So IDK The Land. What did you think?
So I got the caramel, he got the chocolate because I don't like chocolate. So I liked it. I kind of the same thing. The gelato was good, but it wasn't like, oh my god.
It wasn't mine. If I'm gonna get gelato in Epcot, I'm gonna go get it from Italy.
The little sugar treats, little candy. What do they call those? Sprinkles. Little candy sprinkles that were on it were kind of basic. The one thing I did appreciate was that it was real whipped cream on it. They actually pulled out a pastry bag where they had done heavy whipped cream and made their own whipped cream. So it was a very delicious whipped cream that was on top of it. But honestly, the whipped cream should never outshine the ice cream. So it was a miss for me. It was a miss. on that one. So we left there and we headed off. Oh, what? Oh, that's right. Upstairs.
Yes, upstairs in the soon-to-be home.
It's the old theater for
Well, it's soon to be home to the new Awesome Planet movie.
Yes.
They had converted that into a mini Ghirardelli store, showcasing the chocolate experience from bean to bar. It's basically a mini version of the Ghirardelli store in Disney Springs, where they were selling a sparkling red wine and some Ghirardelli drinking chocolate. I got the Ghirardelli drinking chocolate. It was only $3, and I'm glad it was only $3 plus tax, because it was essentially a little cup of hot chocolate. It was fine. There's literally all there was to say about it.
Was it even hot?
Yeah, it was warm.
Okay. So it was warm chocolate.
Yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't like blisteringly hot chocolate, but
so
I don't get the point of that experience other than Ghirardelli's a corporate sponsor, so they had to shoehorn them in somehow.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. So we left from there. We went over to Coastal Eats, where I had a dish that Zach had previously had, which was the Pacifico Bass, or the where's it? Right there. Pacifico True Stripe Bass on a tostada. Unlike Zach, I didn't eat the tostada until later, so I just used it as kind of like a plate on the plate, So I didn't eat the tostada, and I enjoyed it. But you've already heard about it from him, so I won't go into it more than that. But I enjoyed it. I also, when I was there, got the Mule. Where's it? The Shorts Brewing Company Mule beer. This is a ginger beer, which is not readily apparent. It's a ginger beer, but it is a ginger beer. It's very ginger and not beer. So if you know anything about ginger beer, it's great in a Moscow Mule and everything, but it's very low alcohol content and very high sugar content. So it was not my favorite.
While you did that, I did my one allowed repeat. I'm trying not to do any repeats until I've had something at every booth at the festival. And I went because I needed something to drink, so I went to the Earth Eats booth and got their kombucha flight. Supposedly they were tasting like green apple, pineapple, passion fruit, and ginger lemon. They all tasted kind of similar to me, and I think it was the worst $6 I've ever spent at Epcot.
Wow.
I didn't get any of those flavors, and I don't know that I like kombucha.
Okay, great. We left from there and we went to, we were heading to Canada. There was an inside section. I think you'll see this is a recurring theme, an inside air-conditioned section at Canada called the Appleseed Orchard, or the Appleseed. But we made a brief stop. I found some shade for long enough to stop in Hawaii for Zach to get
the passion fruit cheesecake with toasted macadamia nuts. It was good. It was pleasant and refreshing, and for some reason I thought it had coconut on it before I got it, and I was about to be real sad, but it doesn't. So
there you go. Coconut free, in case you were worried.
Not a coconut fan. Hawaii also has something I want to come back for. So I'm glad this Food and Wine Festival goes on for like 83 days, because I'm gonna need all 83 of those days.
So we left Hawaii and flew to Canada because we're jet setters like that. And I got at the Appleseed Orchard, I got a cider flight, which came with this from the Cider Bar. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, the Cider Bar. And I got this lovely flight of ciders. Now, they were Cider Boys Limoncello Hard Cider, Collective Arts Brewing Cherry Apple Hard Cider, which sounds awfully hippie, which is why it tasted like feet, and the Woodchuck Hard Cider Spiced Apple. So, as you can probably guess, we're not a big fan of that middle one there. The Cherry Apple Hard Cider was horrible.
One sip of it. It tasted like La Croix if La Croix went skunkier than it already is.
Yeah, it was
nasty.
Not a good one. However, the other two were quite delicious. The limoncello, I was told by one of the cast members, was their bestseller, and I can see why. It is very good. It's very refreshing and very cold and crisp, and not hit you over the head lemon. It's very nice and tart. And then the hard cider spiced apple was, like a spiced apple. It was like spiced apple.
The spiced
cider.
Apple was like a spiced apple?
I'm just saying, it's like, like those allspice apple thing. It's very fall.
So it's advertised by Terry Crews.
Yes, it's anyway. It was good.
Wait, that's Old Spice.
It was good. In the future, if I were to stop, well, I will stop back by, but I'll probably just get the limoncello on its own. So, is it limoncello or limoncello?
Limoncello.
Limoncello. If it's something other than that, tell us down below.
I was gonna try the spiced apple one. Mm-hmm. Not sure if you just turned me off of trying it, but I may do that. I got the limoncello hard cider and also the frozen apple pie, which was a slushy, non-alcoholic apple flavored slushy with crumbled bits of like apple pie crust on top.
Wasn't it blue?
No, it was red.
Red. I knew it was some weird color.
There's a picture. It was very good. It was very refreshing because, yes.
I can't see the pictures. I put those in later in editing, so I'll see it then. Future me, I'm sure, will enjoy it. At that point in time, when we were in Canada, we, of course, got met up with a Canadian. So we met up with Dan from Dan's Video Mosaic and spent some time hanging out with him for a while. And then we ventured off together for a short little jaunt.
Around the world.
Halfway around the world.
We walked the whole thing.
Yeah, but we only ate at a couple of more places because by this point we had really had a lot of
There's
food.
a reason they do the pass holder thing after 4 trips, because if you can eat the whole festival in one sitting,
yeah,
I want your metabolism.
Or just one at each booth even. Yeah, because there's like
40 different booths.
Yeah, and 300 dishes this year total. 300
It's an
items,
obscene amount of things.
So we met with our Canadians. So keeping in that vein, we ate at Canada. I had the. Do you have the book for Canada?
Have the book. One moment, please. It's in the back.
It's their filet mignon with wild mushroom. But let's see if I got that right.
Le Cellier.
Le Cellier wild mushroom beef filet mignon with a truffle butter sauce. Now, I had this last year more than once. I'm going to have it this year more than once. I love filet mignon. I love Le Cellier. I love some truffle butter. That's a good one. It's great. It's like $6. Awesome. Absolutely get that. I know I heard on Tim Tracker that he has never gotten a good one, even though Jen has. I think maybe Tim Tracker just doesn't like filet mignon because, it was so good.
I got the Canadian cheddar and bacon soup served with a quote-unquote pretzel roll. It didn't really taste pretzel-y to me. Maybe it's because I was thinking it was, I don't know. The soup was good. The roll was passable. I'd probably honestly just get it without the bread next time.
Is there anything on this next page for Canada? No.
Joffrey's and Appleseed.
No. I could have sworn I got a drink in Canada. Oh, well. Maybe it was all the ciders.
They have a Merlot.
No, I never would have.
They do have ice wine. I want to go back for that.
I did not have the Merlot. Anyway, so we left. It doesn't matter. Right? If you after enough beer, you're. Anyway, so we left Canada. We headed off to one of the new. Isn't Brazil new this year? Brazil is new this year. We went to the brand new Brazil Pavilion, which is not between.
Brazil is not new this year.
No, it's not new.
We went to the Brazil Pavilion.
Yeah, we did. Where I had the. We went to Brazil where I had the crispy pork belly with black beans and fruit of the devil and onions, which is tomato for those of you who don't know. And I also had the MIA Beer Company Barbosa Black Beer at Brazil. Both of these were exceptionally good as soon as you move the tomatoes out of the way. The beans were very nice and they're not warm. They're not cold. They're not warm. They're room temperature, I guess.
They're just right.
Yeah, they were good. But the pork belly could have stood to be a little saltier. I may have just been me. It just wasn't salty enough for me, but it was still delicious.
And then our final stop, where we actually had anything to either eat or drink, was the American Adventure.
The American Adventure, which actually I think we went to 2 different places there. I went to Block and Hans, which is a normal booth that's always there. It's their beer cart there. Again, theme. Where I got the milk stout, the Left Hand Brewing Company milk stout, which was delicious, and I enjoyed that thoroughly.
And I went to Hops and Barley, which is one of the returning pavilions, and had the freshly baked carrot cake with cream cheese icing.
Oh, how was it?
not my favorite.
Really?
It was not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other more... There's other better desserts at the Food and Wine Festival, and there's other better desserts at Epcot normally.
Well, there you go.
So it's not something that I think I'd get again, but I wasn't offended by it for my last thing of the evening.
Okay. Those were a lot of words to say. It was all right. So that was our trip to the Food and Wine Festival. There's a lot of cool stuff going on this year at the Food and Wine Festival. There's the Remy's Hide and Squeak adventure that we have not done yet that we're going to do.
You can get a cup with Figment on it.
You can get a cup or a prize, yeah.
It.
There's little Remy statues all throughout the World Showcase, and you have to put little stickers on the map. It's kind of like their other things. And there's a cheese trail this year. You can say it.
Emile's Fromage Montage. If you go to one of 5 different booths and purchase 5 different items,
cheese items.
You could, yes, specifically items featuring cheese.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to one of the other booths and get a complimentary cheesecake. And if you like particular things and don't like other things, you can totally purchase the same thing 5 different times.
Yeah, so there's no cost to enter this. This is unlike the hide and squeak where you have to pay
$7 plus tax.
Yeah, this is just a page in your guide. So you will find it in your food and wine guide that you get free that are all around the park. And basically, every time you get any one of these dishes, they will stamp your book. And this red stamp here, this area here, is for you to get a free cheesecake. So it's very cheese themed, obviously.
Could you say it's cheesy?
So there you go. It's something for you to something new for us to do this year. All right. Well, we will check back in with you in the future as we go on there along. We've got until November something to do it. So this will not be
November 23rd.
This will not be the last video that you will be hearing about the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival 2019, live from Epcot, Walt Disney World, Florida. Hey, if you like what we do here on this channel, make sure you give us a big thumbs up. Let us know that you care.
Leave a comment and tell us what your favorite things at the Food and Wine Festival are. Or are there things that we may be overlooking because we don't know that we like them, that you think we shouldn't miss?
There you go. Yeah, and if you'd like to contact us on the socials, all of our information is down below in the doobly-doo. And I guess that's kind of it. Remember, we're going to talk about the cruise on Saturday, and stay till the end of that video, and we'll tell you how to enter our 300 subscriber giveaway.
And thank you to all 303 of you.
As of this moment, yes.
Who have helped us get this far. Let's
now, if there's been a 304 or 305 since then, we also thank you. We don't want you to feel left out. So please subscribe. All right. Hey, till next week. Or no, till Saturday.
See you real soon.